Almighty and most heavenly Father, we invite your presence at this moment that we may benefit from your love and from your greatness and your knowledge. It's a great day today where union and management has come together to celebrate the appointment or permanency of some of our nurses. We know that their hearts are beating with joy. Lord, confirm their hearts in thy blessing and thy love. May this spot be a blessed spot. Blessed is the spot and the house and the place, and the city and the heart and the mountain and the refuge, and the valley and the land and the sea and the island and the meadows, where mention of God had been made and his praise glorified. We pray for unity is strength. For if we have no strength, then we will not be able to serve the people the way you would like us to serve the peoples of Tobago from a health perspective. Lord, help our administration, from secretary to board to CEO and staff. May we all function together as a unit, promoting our strategic plan in the best of way that we can and promoting it in the best of ways. O my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O Lord, in their endeavors and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, leave us not to ourselves, but guide our steps by the light of knowledge and cheer our hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art our helper and our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis Boris. May we have our seats? This afternoon, I am your Master of Ceremony, Brakel Monroe King, and it's indeed a privilege and an honor to serve you this evening. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks not just another orientation, but a milestone of commitment, gratitude, and renewal across our healthcare family. The Tobago Regional Health Authority has always stood on the shoulders of those who care with courage and serve with heart. Over the years, our nurses have shown unwavering dedication through long shifts, uncertain seasons, moments of national challenges, and countless stories of compassion and resilience. Their service has not just supported our hospitals, it has strengthened the very health fabric of Tobago. Today, the TRHA formally confirms the offer of permanency to over 300 of our nursing professionals. This is not just merely a change in employment status. It is a statement of confidence, stability, respect for those who have stood faithfully at the bedside, at the front line, and in every corridor of care. Please, join me in applauding this momentous step forward. And that's for our nurses, for our patients, and for the future of healthcare delivery in Tobago. Allow me to acknowledge Dr. Faith Brebner, our Deputy Chief Secretary and Secretary of Health, Wellness, and Social Protection, all secretaries and assistant secretaries and members of the Executive Council of the Tobago House of Assembly, Mrs. Sharianne Edwards-Louis, the Administrator, Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. Ms. Chrislyn Moore, or Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, and Ms. Danique Jerry, the Deputy Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Tobago Regional Health Authority. Dr. Delmon Baker, our Chief Executive Officer of the Tobago Regional Health Authority. Mr. Edie Stewart, President, Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association. Ms. Susan Oliveri Bola, General Manager, Human Resource Acting at the Tobago Regional Health Authority. All other executive managers of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, all members of staff at the TRHA and the DHWSP. That includes you, the stars, not so nurses. Specially invited guests and members of the media. Thank you. At this time, I would invite Mrs. Michelle Edwards Benjamin, our General Manager, Patient Care Services, acting to do our welcome. Let's invite her warmly.
Dr. Faith Brebner, Deputy Chief Secretary and Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Assistant Secretaries and members of the Executive Council of the Tobago House of Assembly, Mrs. Sherry-Ann Edwards-Lewis, Administrator of the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Ms. Chrislyn Moore, our Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, and other members of the Board of Directors of the Tobago Regional Health Authority. Special mention of our Director of Nursing, Ms. Karen Moore Nicholson, Dr. Delmon Baker, Chief Executive Officer of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, Mr. Edie Stewart, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association, or the Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association, Ms. Susan Oliver Bola, General Manager of Human Resources, acting at the Tobago Regional Health Authority, all other executive managers of the TRHA, all members of staff of the TRHA and the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, specially invited guests, members of the media, I say, good afternoon and welcome. It is with great pleasure that I stand here this afternoon to welcome everyone to this significant and historic occasion. And I have here on my prompt that I'm supposed to smile. Because there is reason to smile today. It is indeed a good day at the TRHA, and it's an even better day for nursing on the island of Tobago. So I smile, again, I smile. Today we celebrate progress, stability, and well-deserved recognition. As many of our contract workers, beginning with nurses, receive offers of permanency. The fact that nursing has been selected as the first group to receive this status sends a clear signal of the value that the organization places on its nursing staff. It also confirms in the minds of those who doubt that nursing is not merely present in the decisions that shape healthcare in Tobago. Today, I would like to acknowledge and to thank the Human Resource Department, Mrs. Bowler and her team. We extend heartfelt gratitude to you and your hardworking team. You continue to work behind the scenes. Your diligence in reviewing the files, in preparing documentation, and ensuring accuracy made today's outcome possible. To our CEO, our board of directors, and our Secretary of Health, thank you for your leadership, your guidance, your unwavering support in steering this initiative to completion. Your vision for strengthened and secured workforce in Tobago is reflected in today's success. And I really wish to thank you all. Off script, Dr. Baker, from the moment he came in, this was one of his initiatives. And he saw it through. He moved staff around. He put the resources in place, supported by the board and the secretary, to ensure that this has come to fruition. And Dr. Baker and management, I thank you all very much. To the Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association, Mr. Edie Stewart and team, we acknowledge your persistence and your advocacy. Through CEO after CEO, regime change, whatever changed, Mr. Stewart and his team and his commitment remained. And so for your commitment, it has led to the elevation of the nursing profession, and your dedication to seeing this process through. Your leadership has indeed been instrumental. To our nurses, I want to thank you for your commitment and your dedication and your professionalism. You are indeed a resilient group of people. You have served with compassion through every challenge, from daily pressures to national emergencies. You have done so with integrity and with care. We also thank you sincerely for your patience. Throughout this process, I know there are people who have been waiting as much as 15 years for this day. Your perseverance while awaiting permanency is deeply appreciated, and today we honor that commitment. As you assume your permanent roles within the Tobago Regional Health Authority, we warmly welcome you to this new stage of your professional journey. With permanency comes opportunity, a chance to grow, to lead, and to continue improving the standard of care we offer to the people of Tobago. I will have you know that our CEO, that our secretary, that our board, that nursing management has expectations. We expect the highest level of, listen well, professionalism, zero tolerance for unprofessionalism. We expect the highest level of teamwork, accountability, and excellence in patient care. Our clients, the people of Tobago, expect compassionate, respectful, and reliable service. They trust us with their health, their families, and their well-being. It is a trust that we must continue to honor every single day. So at this time, again, let me go back to the beginning. It gives me great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this auspicious occasion, and thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Benjamin, our General Manager, Patient Care Services. At this time, we would have a video presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have never had drum rolls before a speech before. This is the first time. Let me just take a pause to take a good look at you. I'm seeing the nurses dressed in their uniform, whiter than I would ever get my shirt to look. I'm seeing amongst you those who are our nursing assistants in yellow, some of our DHVs in their uniform too. And of course, I'm loving the look of my secretary, who is with us today, celebrating this wonderful occasion. Let me also thank, I'm breaking all the protocols today. I'm breaking it. We have to break some protocols sometimes to rough our way to get some of the things done for the staff of the TRHA. So I am not going to stand on the established protocol. I am going to tell you that Nurse Brickell went through the protocol, and that is what we'll accept for the rest of the evening. Today is a defining moment, not only for Tobago or the Tobago Regional Health Authority, but for the stability, sustainability, and strength of healthcare delivery across the entire island. This is a distinct honor. It is a privilege to stand before you as we celebrate a move grounded in fairness, recognition, and institutional respect. This moment is meaningful because it aligns directly with the TRHA's commitment to people excellence. This is a strategic pillar of the new plan that will be laid before the island of Tobago in the coming days. For years, our nursing personnel have been the constant heartbeat of the authority. Give yourself a round. We stood with you, we stood together through pandemics. The surges, one vehicle that caused a melee on the streets of Scarborough with clients coming to the hospital. I've seen it in the old health facilities at the old hospital, and I've seen it through the new hospital. Almost every available nurse in times of an emergency comes to the forefront, ready to serve and ready to assist. You did not serve for applause, but you served with purpose. You did not pause when the world paused for COVID. You carried this island through its greatest and deepest challenge. And so today, we do more than just applaud you. We confirm you. We give you the solid foundation on which you can continue to build your lives in support of the people and island of Tobago. Today, over 312 or 18 there, 20-something, 300. This room could not hold 300. And if I took 300 staff members, the secretary would be vexed with me. The whole hospital would be shut down. We were able to bring a small sample to the fore today. Have now been offered permanency within the TRHA. This decision reflects more than employment, it reflects security. It is the authority's greatest investment in people, in continuity of care, in workplace morale, and in recognizing the dignity of the profession of nursing. It is also clear that this did not just start with the CEO. I get instructions from a board, and when I sit across, chairs stepped up because she has a small emergency. When I sit before the chairman, the deputy chairman, and the quality director, who I'm seeing here, and they're reflecting my secretary, when I sit with the secretary, and they list to me the priorities, this was one of those that was top of the list for the TRHA and for the Secretary of the Division of Health, Wellness, and Social Protection. So, Secretary, you have delivered on your promise to our nursing staff and to the people of Tobago. As we welcome you today, because I'm going to keep this short, as I promised, and as we celebrate the significant achievement for our nursing cohort, I reaffirm the authority's commitment to staffing stability, professional development, and a workplace culture where excellence is recognized and rewarded. I'm smiling. Nurse Benjamin gave you the dictates. Disciplinarian Benjamin, I see you. But we need you to stick to the core of your practice. The biggest challenge that we have in the authority is the communication we have with our clients. And as I have you here, I'm taking the opportunity to charge you, to challenge you, to remember that the person with whom you communicate is a relative, is a friend, is somebody whom you may see in an office, in the bank or somewhere when you go to conduct your own business. We all have bad days, and we all are constrained by the challenges that we just left. Professionalism means that you must stop, think, pause, and change from that thought or action could have caused harm to a client. Remember the grounding that you got, the teaching, the days you spent at school, and remember that we are family. And even if the elderly man with the tattered shirt and the foul smell is disrespectful for you or to you, you remember who you are first. You remember who is your God. And you remember why you took the time to wear the wonderful white uniforms and yellow uniforms and brown uniforms that you are displaying here today. You are a professional, and you must show that with the class that I know that you have and that I know that you can deliver the task that's laid before you. I charge you. We are better when you are at your best with the clients that we serve. We celebrate today. There's much work to do tomorrow, and together we will make this place the best RHA in all of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Baker, for your inspiring words. Our next presenter would be Mr. Edie Stewart, our President of our National Nursing Association.
Pleasant afternoon. I've been warned to only take 5 minutes, so I stand on all protocols already observed. A pleasant afternoon, distinguished representatives of the THA, esteemed members of the TRHA, honored nursing and midwifery personnel, colleagues, and partners in progress. I bring you greetings from the TTNNA executive, particularly the Tobago branch, led by our chair, Ms. Lisa Skeet-Kudrow. Yeah. Today we gather not merely in acknowledgement of the distribution of letters of permanent employment. We gather to witness another installment of nursing history, a history written through the struggle, resilience, and unwavering conviction that nurses and midwives deserve better. For years, thousands of nursing and midwifery personnel across all RHAs have served the people of this nation under the weight of a 1, 2, 3-year contract. Contracts that offered service, but not security. Duty, but not dignity. Today, however, Tuesday, 9th December 2025, is another installment of permanency becoming a reality in our nation. On this occasion, in Tobago, joining an exercise that has already taken place at different levels at the 4 other regional health authorities. And what a profound and long-awaited moment this is. The TTNA has walked a long and often difficult road to witness this moment. Our journey has not been a bed of roses. We endured years of lobbying, countless meetings, and even court battles, all to move this system from acknowledging our value, not merely in words, but acknowledging our value in action. We fought because we believe that nursing and midwifery personnel deserve stability. We fought because insecurity cannot exist with excellence. And today, that fight bears fruit. We stand here because of purposeful advocacy, not aggression, not protest alone, but strategic, disciplined, focused advocacy. This achievement demonstrates something powerful. When nursing and midwifery personnel focus solely on our issues, without distraction, we can achieve what once seemed insurmountable. This moment did not happen by chance. It happened because of leadership, partnership, and follow-through. And that is why, to the Secretary of Health, Ms. Faith Bremner, we thank you for your diligence and commitment. You promised that in 2025, we would see this change, and today you have delivered. To the CEO, Dr. Delmon Baker, thank you for your leg of this journey, driving effort to completion with the clarity and determination you are so well known for. Yeah. To the media, and I want to make special mention of the media and the important role the media plays. Nothing is important. You would not be able to achieve some of the successes the association has been able to achieve without the support of the media every step of the way. And I recognize a number of colleagues from the media, including Ms. Liz Williams and a number of other persons. I really want to thank you for your support during these years. Yeah? To the human resource team, Ms. Bola and Kern and all of you all, I really appreciate you all putting up with us all of these years, lobbying for our members. You all have not become annoyed with our persistence. I really want to thank you all so much for staying the course. And definitely in terms of the nursing leadership, the entire nursing leadership, we really appreciate you all also. Thank you for the months of preparation and coordination that made this exercise possible. Your continued engagement and willingness to listen helped bring us to this turning point. On behalf of every nurse and midwife who will leave here with a permanent letter in hand, and on behalf of those who will follow in the next phases, we extend our deepest appreciation. Colleagues, today is a joyful day, but let me be clear. This is not the end of the struggle. This is the beginning of our next great battle. A battle not simply to convince policymakers and politicians, but a battle to convince ourselves within our own ranks that we are worth so much more. Because the truth is, a profession cannot rise above the value we place on it. We must therefore prepare physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually for the advocacy ahead. Very soon, we will be called to stand together once again, this time to address a critical injustice, transforming our technicians' salaries into professional salaries. We are not technicians. We are not auxiliary extensions of the healthcare system. We are professionals, guardians of patient outcomes, advocates of public health, and the backbone of the entire health continuum. International studies from WHO's triple impact report to human resources global workforce analysis have shown repeatedly that investing in nurses strengthens health systems, advances gender equality, and boosts national economies. If the world sees this truth, surely, Trinidad and Tobago must be made to realize it too. As we march towards this next frontier, let us stand united. Let today remind us of what unity produces. Let today remind us that persistence outlives resistance. And let today remind us that we can only win when we stand as a united front. To every RN, every RMN, every ENA, every midwife, every DHV receiving permanent employment today, congratulations. You have earned this moment through service, sacrifice, and excellence. TTNA, I appreciate some of the concerns you have expressed, seeing that this offer has come so late in your nursing career. I am assured those difficult conversations will be had over the next few days between yourselves and HR personnel as you make your final decision. It's a decision that you have to make. But oh, what a pleasant position to be in, to even have the opportunity to make that choice. Let us leave this auditorium today proud, empowered, and determined, because if we could achieve permanency after years of struggle, overtime for extra hours worked, and ensuring all nursing and midwifery personnel attend accredited schools, then transforming our salaries from the technician's class to the professional class is well within our reach. We are nurses, we are midwives, we are powerful beyond measure, and together there is no battle we cannot win. Thank you, and may today mark the beginning of a bright future for the nursing and midwifery profession in Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart, for your relevance, your inspiration and encouragement. Next on our program, we have Ms. Danique Jerry, Deputy Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Tobago Regional Health Authority. Let's welcome her.
Good afternoon, everyone. A couple months ago, I did a protocol training, and I hope my facilitator is not looking on, but please allow me to stand on the previously established protocol. It is a pleasure to be here with you today as we mark an important milestone for the TRHA and for nursing professionals. Today's transition to permanent employment is a meaningful step in strengthening our organization and enhancing the delivery of healthcare in Tobago. From day one, the Secretary of Health was adamant that the board must find a way to get this done. This was a firm directive, and the board of directors treated it as top priority. We worked with purpose and intention, and today is the result of that collective commitment. Though the process was tedious, we are pleased to be here to culminate years of hard work. This would not have been possible without the HR and nursing team's hard work, and of course the CEO, and for that the board says thank you. As part of this journey, we also had to address the recruitment policy adopted in 2021, which required all monthly paid staff to be hired on a contractual basis. This policy affected the advancement of permanent staff and forced employees to choose from 3 difficult options if they wanted promotional opportunities. They could resign their permanent post and take the contract, take leave without pay for up to 3 years without making pension contributions, or take leave without pay for up to 3 years while continuing pension contributions, but without receiving gratuity. These constraints highlighted the urgency for reform, and today reflects the Secretary's commitment to correcting that. This initiative does not start and stop with our nurses. This is the beginning of a broader effort. The work will continue across other cadres of staff within the TRHA as we ensure fairness, consistency, and development throughout the organization. At the heart of it all, a simple but powerful principle. Our human resource must feel appreciated and valued. The people who serve within the TRHA are our greatest asset. Investing in you, recognizing your contributions, and providing a supportive and structured environment is essential to building the strong, resilient health system that Tobago deserves. Today's transition is more than a change of status. It is an affirmation of your importance to this organization. It is a signal of the direction we are heading, one where people are supported, respected, and given the foundation they need to thrive. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I extend heartfelt congratulations to each of you. Thank you for your professionalism, your dedication, and your continued service to the people of Tobago. We are proud to have you as permanent members of the TRHA family, and we look forward to the continued progress this effort will bring. Congratulations once again, and thank you.
Mr. Nick Jerry, thank you very much.
I want you to lay me down. up in the clouds. Are jealous, knowing we found something so wild. Of the ordinary, you got me kissing the floor. Sanctuary, trying to be what you told. Oh, we're turning it down.
Tobago, the greatest little island on the planet. I thank you.
Gentlemen, we have arrived.
Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down, so we're dead and buried. On the edge of the line, staying drunk on your vine. The angels up in the clouds are jealous that we found something so wild.
As she did.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Is it that we ate already? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Are you all happy to be here today? Yes. Great. So I am going to go against all of the, listen, the worst thing to do is to pay for protocol. Because after you pay for the protocol training, you then do the thing that you know you are not supposed to do, yeah? And I am going to stand on the already established protocols, even though the dear lady and gentleman told us that we should not be doing it every time. But I want to ask you, tell me, why do you do what you do? All of you, think about it. Why do you do what you do? As nursing professionals, as administrative staff, as board of directors, as media people, as communications people, why do you do what you do? I'm seeing the whispers. Let me tell you why I do what I do. I remember being a public health student. Before being a public health student, I remember leaving home one day and going up to our health facility because I got hit in my eye or something. And at the end of the mandate, this was years and years and years ago, I won't say at least 30 years because I refuse to be that old, but it was about that time. And I remember going up to the old forts, having the doctor look at my eye, getting the prescription, waiting a while, interacting with nurses, and that kind of thing. And then I realized that though the healthcare system was good, it still needed to be better. It was actually the reason I decided to become a doctor. When I left Tobago, the plan was to become a neurosurgeon. And then I got to the United States and figured out that becoming a medical doctor may not have been the best idea because the way my stomach feels when I am interacting with people who are in pain, it would not have worked. It really would not have worked. But then I figured out what public health was. And that public health was ensuring that we provide a safe and health space for our populations. When I was finished with bachelor's, master's, and finally the doctoral degree in behavioral and community health sciences. During that transition, I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I started at every level because I knew that I ultimately needed to come back home. I started at every level, downsizing where I lived. At the end of the period, having graduated with the doctoral degree, I was in a studio apartment. And the studio apartment was so big that when you opened the door, if you slipped, you would have fallen into my bed. And right after I got the certificate in my hand, I left the United States without even going to the graduation ceremony, and I came home. Now, I asked you, why do you do what you do? Because I want you to understand why I do what I do. The first time I met Mr. Stewart, you remember that day? I am sure members of the media were there because it should have been a protest outside of the Division of Health, Wellness, and Social Protection, where Mr. Stewart and the Nursing Association reps from Tobago showed up. And the question that I was asked is, security and administrator and other people, what should we do? And I said, well, they're here. Let's have the conversation. And we had the conversation back then. And I told him back then that this was something that I committed to doing. Because one, I couldn't understand why the policy was reversed in the first place. It may have actually been the first time it dawned on me that this is a decision that nurses were being forced to make. And somebody with a 15-year career, simply because you got a promotion, you now have to give up that 15-year career to get a 3-year contract. That simply did not make sense to me. Why do you do what you do? We took a while to get a board of directors. But when that happened, they will tell you that in the orientation session, there were several key things. We needed a structure of the organization because we needed to ensure that every member of staff was accounted for on one side, and we needed to ensure that the Tobago Regional Health Authority was an organization that was structured in a way that makes sense. That process is happening as we speak. The other included strategic planning, because we couldn't just get up every day and do things by VAPs. Or we shouldn't just get up every day and do things by VAPs. That process is also happening. And one of the other top priorities, let me give you another one. One was the fact that for you to do your job as nurses, you needed to know what was wrong with the clients. And therefore, we needed to spend some money getting the kinds of diagnostic tools that are needed for you to determine what is wrong with the patient. And now that we know what is wrong, you can now act. That is one of the reasons we've spent close to about 60 million when you look at all of the different parts together on ensuring that the Tobago Regional Health Authority has the pieces of equipment that's needed. why do you do what you do? When I got the call a couple weeks ago indicating that the HR department was finally ready, it was possibly the best day of my life. Because I believe that for you to do what you do, there needs to be a level of dignity, there needs to be a level of consistency, and there needs to be a level of humanity that allows you to get up every day and run into the dungeon that you run into, which is the healthcare system. And for that, I insisted that this become a reality. I want to personally thank the entire HR department. And you all give them a round of applause. Because there were many reasons why it couldn't happen. Many reasons why everyone could have just thrown their hands up in the air and say, it can't happen, it's too difficult, so we will continue as we were. But they knew why they do what they do. To the CEO who jumped in and held firm to that request. And I would use the word request because request is such a nice, polite word. It really is a nice, polite word. It was a little more than a request. It was a, you're doing your work or you ain't doing your work. You're ready to be employed or not be employed. And you like being employed. So, each of us has to continue finding out why we do what we do. I'm not going to be long up here. I just need to say to all of you, every single one of you, I truly see you as the backbone of this healthcare system. And because you are the backbone of this healthcare system, you need to be comfortable when you come into this healthcare system. You need to know that your decision to become whatever kind of nurse it is was the correct decision. And you need to know that even though I may not know each of you individually, and even though I may not know your name individually, each and every one of you. I know why I do what I do. Even though individuals started whispering, you know, if you give them permanency, they're going to start to misbehave. Ignored that, because I genuinely believe that each of you know deep down within your soul why you do what you do. And I am going to encourage you, to keep doing the best that you can. Because you see this little sign in the back there? Speaking about Tobago being the greatest little island on the planet, we need every single one of you to do what you do to get us to that point. It is a lofty goal. It may be one that seems huge, unreachable, depending on how you think about it. But I don't believe so. Because I know if you do what you are supposed to do, if you use your God-given talents, then we would be fine. And together, I want you all to say it with me, Tobago will be the greatest little island on the planet. And I thank you in advance because you know why you do what you do. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brebner. Thanks for your feature address. Thought-provoking. Why we do what we do. At this time, we'd like to invite you back up. It's the moment we've been waiting for, the distribution of offers. Please, could you come on the stage with us? Colleagues, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We will now have the official presentation of the permanency appointment letters. To those nursing professionals who were invited here today. Miss Vanessa Joseph Utley. Miss Rhonda Murphy. Miss Diane Richardson. Miss Gayleen Stewart, formerly Phillip. Miss Colleen Allen. Miss Onkel Bing Bob. Miss Natasha Caruth. Miss Cole Haling. Mr. Haling. Evelyn Ayongchi Guy. Miss Lisa George Allen. Miss Murnell George Black. Giselle Thomas. Sorry, Trotman. Miss Giselle Trotman. Miss Kamara Webster. Miss Charla Joseph. Is Webster here? Miss Giselle Boris. Miss Jamie Batiste. Miss Narissa Beckles. And yours truly, Brakel Monroe. Thank you, Dr. Brebner. Other individuals, your packages are prepared, but all couldn't be here today. At this time, permit me to proceed with the script. I welcome for our next presentation, Mrs. Suzanne Oliveri Bowler, our General Manager, Human Resource, Acting. Let's welcome her.
Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down, so we're dead and buried. On the edge of your life, staying drunk on your ride. The angels up in the clouds are jealous that we found something so
It is our responsibility to ensure that this child is safe.
Return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, know what we found. Something so heavenly, higher than ecstasy. Whenever you're next to me, oh my, what was in black and white until I saw your light. I thought you had to die to find something so out of the ordinary. How will you lay me down? Dead and buried on the edge of your night, staying drunk on your vine. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground, sanctuary. Shatter me with your touch, oh Lord, return me to dust. The angels up in the clouds are jealous, knowing we found.
Greatest little island on the planet. I thank you.
Just to give you a background, The permanent employment is actually linked to the Regional Health Authority's Pension Fund Plan. In September of 1999, the trust deeds for the Regional Health Authority Pension Plan was executed between 5 regional health authorities and the Republic Bank Limited of Trinidad and Tobago. In April 2000, the first set of employees joined the pension plan. And in August of 2003, the first set of TRHA employees joined the pension plan. In 2003, just to give you a little background, in 2003, we launched this transition between from contract employment to permanency, just like how we are doing right now, because we had to transition approximately 500 employees of the Tobago Regional Health Authority from contract to permanency. And we are pleased to be doing that once more. In 2011, 2012, thereabout, the act of offering permanent employment in the TRHA was suspended. During that time, we had a number of major transitioning happening. We had the transitioning of we just came out of VSEP in 2010, and VSEP brought with it some highlights that the organizational structure needed to be reviewed. So we were in the process of reviewing the organizational structure. And in 2011, we had the commissioning of the Scarborough Health Center, as well as in 2012, we had the commissioning of the Scarborough General Hospital. And those 3 major events would have indicated to us that our organizational structure needed to be reviewed. Even though we did a lot of review at the time we were commissioning, we realized that when we actually got persons on the ground, our processes had to change a little bit because of the process flow was a little off, was a little different to our calculations. So in 2012, thereabout, the process of offering permanency had ceased a little bit. Additionally, if you would remember, around that time, the international arena was going through an economic crisis. And in 2012, our pension, the contributions for the pension plan started to increase, right? And later on you will see that it actually increased more than the contribution for the gratuity. In 2014, the organization would have initiated an organizational structure review. However, that didn't quite get off the ground, and we did not get to complete that process. And a number of intervening factors took place. In 2023, the mechanism to resume permanency was one of the first HR items on the board of directors' agenda when they came into office. And you heard that echoed a couple of times in the presentations prior to mine. In 2025, the TRHA commissioned another organizational structure review and manpower audit project, and this project is 75% completed. Now, I just want to stop a little bit. In 2023, when this matter was first brought to the HR committee, it was brought to the HR committee possibly about 2 or 3 times. And one of the issues that we had to contemplate is the fact that we had more staff in the organization than our organizational structure would have accounted for. And a number of factors led to this, because we had expansion of services all over, from the hospital side to the primary care side, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic also contributed to that. And when the deliberation was taking place at the HR committee, one of the factors that was considered was nursing and the medical profession would have been continuing the organization. And the HR committee took the decision that nursing would be our first phase. So there was a lot of background work happening there. And when we completed nursing first, this included having to go through the manpower planning process, where a number of meetings, whole-day meetings, half-day meetings, arguments on the table, disagreements and agreements, and eventually more than 50-something pages of justification was completed. For the Scarborough General Hospital, it was something like 32 pages, and for the primary care services, it was something like 17 pages, etc. And that was specific to the manpower planning for nursing. And this is where we were able to get approval at the level of the Executive Council, and now HR has the mechanism in 2025 to actually offer, process, and present these offers that we have prepared for today. I will go through some of the eligibility criteria because there are a number of criteria, and maybe some may fit a few, some may fit all, but the criteria that was completed includes that the positions have to be approved at the level of Executive Council. Otherwise, the HR department or the board would not have the authority to offer these permanency. Hence the reason why we had to go through that long way around to get these positions numbered, justified, and approved. The second criteria is that we have to have at least 2 years service, continuous service with the organization. Another criteria is that you have to be at least over the age of 17 and under the age of 55, because this is also tied into the pension plan rules. And I'll touch back on this age later on in the presentation. Number 4, you have to have met the performance standards. So persons who had an average of at least good, very good, or outstanding would have been considered. So therefore, those persons who are on PIP, Performance Improvement Plan, their consideration will be delayed until they meet the level of performance that is required to qualify. And of course, for those persons, some persons may say that a performance appraisal was not done for them recently, or they will be worried about that. Those systems was also put in place so that we will address those issues prior to. Number 5 is that you must have a clean disciplinary record. So you shouldn't have an ongoing issue that is being investigated or pursued by the Industrial Relations Department. And medical fitness. The policy says that you must pass a medical fitness assessment to be able to get to receive the permanent appointment. And I dare add, those persons who are whose current record is that they have exceeded their normal sick leave provisions for the year for 5 years and more, are being reviewed in terms of having them reviewed specifically by the medical board to determine. So it do have persons on the list that may qualify for the first couple of criteria and may not qualify now because of some other criteria. some frequently asked questions. Will my salary change? There would be no change to your gross salary. However, your salary will be reduced a little bit by the amount of the employee's contribution required for the pension plan. At this time, it is 5% of the basic salary that the employee has to contribute. So there will be an additional deduction on your salary. Will I lose my years of service? Years of service is relative, dependent on the context in which you are asking that question. So employment service would remain unchanged. However, years of pensionable service or permanent service is based on the number of years that you have sustained or incurred in the pension plan or as a permanent employee. What will happen to my benefits from my current fixed-term contract? Because some persons may be at the end of their contracts, but other persons may be at the beginning, at the middle, quarter way, three-quarter way. All your benefits will be honored. Your vacation leave will be honored. You would not have a renewed sick leave provision. So whatever sick leave provision you started with at the beginning of the year, you will still have that. And if you had already taken your 14 days, we will still process that as no pay or half pay or full pay. Your gratuity, what will happen? According to your contract, the gratuity clause reads, upon successful completion or if your term of engagement is terminated not for cause, you will be given your prorated amount of gratuity. So if you would have worked 12 months of your 3-year contract, you will be entitled to, and you sign over to, to the permanent contract, you will be entitled to the 12 months worth of gratuity, save and except for those persons who would have had no pay leave in the mix, right? And the normal internal processes will be in effect where it has to be calculated, audited, and Board of Inland Revenue have to sign off before we can pay same. And of course, you had to join the queue for finance to pay. If I choose not to accept the offer of permanent employment, what happens? If you decide not to accept the offer of permanent employment at this time, the authority will continue to honor the terms of your existing fixed contract until it expires. Then that's a future conversation that we'll have one-on-one. So now I will give a little insight of the pension plan. Now I'll give a little insight into the pension plan because both of them go hand in hand. Permanency and pension plan goes hand in hand. The agents that provide oversight to the pension plan includes the regulatory body, Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. Every 6 months, the regional health authorities, the various sections of the pension plan have to submit a report to the central bank to ensure that we are doing what we're supposed to do. And of course, at the end of the year, we have to submit another report. So it's literally 3 reports goes into the central bank every year. There's a pension oversight committee reporting to cabinet every year. So annually, there's a pensions performance report that is completed and submitted through the Ministry of Health, and it is considered by cabinet. There's a pension management committee that is supposed to be installed in every single section of the sections of the pension plan. The TRHA also have one. Unfortunately, at this time, it has not been active. So we're hoping with the injection of new members, we will be able to select a new pension management committee, and I'm hoping that this pension committee would be more vibrant than the previous one. We also have the actuaries. Our current actuaries are Bacon, Woodrow, and D'Souza. They're responsible for ensuring that we have all the calculations completed, the calculations for our benefits, the calculations to ensure that there's enough liquidity in the pension plan to sustain our liabilities, etc. So there's also the investment manager, which is part of the Republic Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. And we have the trustees. The trustees are the Republic Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, we have the independent auditors appointed by the trustees, but approved by the Pension Oversight Committee. The trustees, their purpose or their function in the pension plan is to ensure that all contributions and monies that are submitted or generated from the plan is invested and vested in the most viable of ways. Now, during the downturn of the economy, as well as during the pandemic period, we would have seen that we had some negative returns. We would have seen that we had zero returns. However, it was not because the trustees or the investment managers were not doing what they could. They did the best that they could. However, the investment market was not the best. However, I do say that currently the investment market is on the uprise, and we are seeing positive returns on the investments. How do I become a member of the pension plan? All permanent employees automatically become a member of the pension plan. However, you are still required to fill in your pensions application form as well as your nomination of beneficiary forms. When you get your package, those forms will be in your package. The information that we require at HR for you to submit includes your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, the birth certificate of each person listed on the nomination of beneficiary form. Don't worry, the checklist will be in the package so that it will remind you what you have to submit. Over the years in managing the pension plan, we realized that sometimes when it is time to contact these nominated beneficiaries, sometimes there's no way of us contacting them. But don't worry, we in HR are very ingenious. We found somebody all the way in Germany via the use of Facebook. So we will find all means and use all means necessary to find the persons who are nominated as beneficiary so that we do not have money sitting, waiting for somebody to claim and somebody who may be in need of it and don't know that they have it. But one of the things we want to encourage is that you give us contact information for these nominated beneficiaries. The nomination, I just wanted to give an example on this one. It had, in one of the RHAs, somebody who thought that they could have outsmarted the system. So they wanted permanent employment, but they didn't want the pension plan because they didn't want to pay the 5% contribution. So they didn't they did not complete the applications form. Don't worry. Even if you don't complete the applications form, as long as the contract is signed, we will be taking out the 5%, and you will get your pension. I just needed to say that one. Nomination of beneficiary. The nominated beneficiary is the person or persons you choose to receive certain payable benefits under the plan in the event of your death. And you can fill out, just by filling out the nomination of beneficiary form, that will be all you need to do. And this sum of money will not form part of your estate and at the end, because this is separate and apart, and it will be paid out, and it will be processed and paid out very quickly. Some persons get their benefits in 3 months. Failure to submit, however, the nomination of beneficiary form will cause that money in the pension plan to be mixed up with your estate, and will now will form part of the estate that your legal personal representative will have to present letters of administration to be able to draw down on. Therefore, we are encouraging people to submit their nomination of beneficiary form. And we're also asking persons to fill out, to renew your nomination of beneficiary forms when any of your circumstances change. Because if you nominate your significant other, for example, or your mother or your daddy, and those persons pass away before you, then it becomes null and void, and therefore there's none. So you would need to remember and update your nomination of beneficiary form. Anyone can be nominated as a beneficiary. Your friend, your family, even your foe can be nominated. We don't judge, we will just process. I say that as a joke, but literally there are some instances where marital issues happen and separation happen, and that may not be the person I would want now to receive my benefit. However, I die before that person, and that person is the only person the HR department has to process and pay the money to. So it may sound as if it was a joke, however, it is also a warning to make sure you update your beneficiary forms. There's no limit to the amount of beneficiaries you can nominate, because the benefits will be split equally among the number of persons you select. Beneficiaries can, as I said, beneficiaries can be changed anytime. All you need to do is to submit a new beneficiary form. Contributions are mandatory. I think I made that point before. There's no opt-in out. However, there's opt-in more. So you can contribute. So the current contribution, employees' contribution is 5%. However, you can contribute up to 7% of your basic salary into the pension plan. Of course, that will be some mechanism that we'll have to work out, but that is a provision in the pension plan. And you can verify the amount of deductions coming out from your salary for the pension plan simply by reviewing your payslip. Your payslip has both the employee and the employee deductions that come out, and of course your last payslip for the year has both your current as well as the year to date, so you know exactly how much contribution is submitted. And of course, your TD4 also have that information. This information is important in your TD4 because according to our current tax legislation, you can obtain an income tax relief on your pension contribution. Additionally, if you want to know the total amount of contributions you have submitted since joining the pension plan, the HR department can process a contribution statement for you. And of course, this is a future goal, objective of the HR department, and especially if it is that we have our HRIS, it can be accessed very easily. So our goal is to issue contribution statements to every member at the end of each actuarial evaluation period, as well as part of the terminal process. contributions. The current contribution, employees contribute 5% of their basic salary. The employer contributes 25% of their basic salary. I want to pause here just to highlight that currently you receive 20% contract gratuity. The employer's contribution is 25% of your basic salary. If you do the maths quickly, you'll realize at this current juncture, the pension plan is a little more expensive than the contract on face value, on surface value. Because the transactional, HR will tell you the transactional cost will be much more than. But the total contribution to your pension is 30%. I give you an example here. If somebody has a monthly salary of $10,000, the employee's contribution is $500, and the employer's contribution is $2,500. And therefore, the total contribution being paid on your behalf into the pension fund is $3,000. Someone may ask the question, if I'm leaving the Tobago section of the plan, what happens? You have four ways of leaving the pension plan: either resigning without transferring to another RHA, transferring to another RHA, or through retirement or death. If somebody is resigning without transferring to another RHA, all they need to do is follow the normal protocol, given 1 month's notice, sending the resignation. And what will happen, you have two things would happen. If somebody resigned before vesting period is 5 years in the plan. So if you become a member of the plan today, in 2030 would be your vesting period. So therefore, if you resign before your vesting period, then the amount you contributed into the plan will be refunded to you, subject, of course, to the taxes that is there. You might ask the question, why are you only getting back what you contributed? The employer's contribution stays in the plan. We don't get it back. You just get back yours. And you would only get back what you contributed. If someone resigns after the vesting period, what happens? Then after the vesting period, your monies will stay in the plan and continue being invested. And you will be considered a deferred pensioner. And only when you attain your 55th birthday, then the pension administration persons will process your pension and you will get a pension as at that date. There, however, are some special circumstances in which we can process a refund of your contribution even after vesting period. And of course, the pension booklet goes through some of those. The pension booklet will be at your disposal. Your letter has a QR code. You can just scan that QR code and you would have access to the pensions booklet. And because we play in fancy in HR, we also put the whole HR policies and procedure, as well as a few other things for you to be aware of. So that QR code will launch you into those policies. What happens if I leave the plan, but I want to transfer to another RHA? Now I need to say this. A lot of employees assume that they will apply to TRHA to transfer them to another RHA. That is not how it works. The mechanism for transfer is there. You want a job somewhere else, you go find, apply, go through the interview, get the job. And at that point, you write to us with your resignation and your intention to transfer to whatever RHA. And then that RHA will now have to send a request, a formal request to our RHA saying that they want the service transferred. Now, what happens, there's no immediate benefit. However, it is, we call a nominal transfer of your monies, investment, and whatever you put into the plan, including the RHA's contribution. That money will then have a book value transfer to the other RHA at the end of the specific actuarial period, right? So it's not a physical payout or a physical transfer, it's a nominal transfer. However, if you had served the TRHA 7 years as a pensionable employee, when you go to, let's say, for example, Southwest RHA, you go with that 7 years pensionable service. And of course, at the end of the period, the last RHA would be the one to process your pension, to include all the RHAs that you've been with prior. Leaving the RHA at retirement age, the normal retirement age currently is at your 60th birthday. Early retirement is from age 50 and before attaining the age of 55. However, this is at the discretion and approval of the TRHA. Voluntary retirement is at the age of 55 at the discretion of the employee. And of course, there's also the mechanism of retiring based on ill health. And of course, this have the medical board processes. So when you indicate that something is wrong or we realize that something is wrong, the medical board has to review and determine that you are no longer able to function in your current or like position, and then this ill health retirement will be activated. Just to mention that in the last budget speech, it was approved. Now, I have the notes somewhere, but I'm not able to access it on the screen. Nevertheless, in the budget speech, it was indicated that anybody who attained the age of age 60 before 2028, 60 is your retirement date. And it incrementally increased by 1 year every 2 years until 2036, right? Now, you would indicate that, okay, that was for NIB. Just a little history. Once NIB changed and the mechanism is fully in place by NIB, everything else will follow. Because, just a little history again, once upon a time, the retirement age in the public service was 65. When NIB moved it to 60, everybody followed. So now that NIB is now moving back to 65, everybody will follow. Leaving the plan at death, of course, you would not benefit. Your beneficiary, however, will benefit. Who are your beneficiaries? Whoever you indicated on your beneficiary form. However, if you leave behind a legal spouse or eligible children, they would also be entitled to a compulsory pension. The spouse will be entitled to a compulsory pension until he remarries, and the children would be entitled to a pension until they attain the age of age 18, or if they are in full-time education, in a full-time educational institution up until age 25. And of course, every year you have to submit the letter from the school indicating that you are still in school. Leaving the plan at retirement, of course, you have two options. Option one is that you get your gross pension without commuting any of the benefits for lump sum. And option two, which is the most popular, is to commute 25% of your pension plan into a lump sum, and then, of course, you have a reduced pension plan, monthly pension plan. The current calculation is $12.50 for every dollar of monthly pension surrendered. This is the calculation here for the retirement benefit without the lump sum. So the formula, the pension formula approved in the Pension Plan Act, the Pensions Act of Trinidad and Tobago, is 2% of your final basic salary multiplied by number of pensionable years of service. And of course, once you do the maths, if somebody going home with a salary of $10,000, their monthly pension would be $3,000, and of course, their annual pension would be $36,000. However, if you choose the option of commuting 25% of your pension for the lump sum and accept a reduced pension, the lump sum would be equivalent to $112,500 as a lump sum, and the reduced pension will go down to $2,250 per month. And of course, we do have we have some mechanism in the HR department where we could plug in your information and give you an estimate of your pension depending on how many years of service you have on the pension plan. For example, this, and this would give you an estimate, a very, very close estimate of what the actuaries will eventually calculate for you. So this person has their date of employment, permanent employment was 2026, and if it is they retire in 17 years from now, in 2043, they will have 17.468. That is to tell you how specific we carry the calculations. They would have a current, and their current monthly salary is $11,564. They will have these options, option 1 in yellow and option 2 in red. And of course, we can run the simulation for you if you need that. I have come to the end of my presentation. I just want to say a quotation from Mr. Powell. A dream doesn't become a reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. And I dare say that this dream of being able to bring employees back onto the permanent employment of the Tobago Regional Health Authority was indeed a dream that took a lot of hard work, a lot of calculations, a lot of sweat, a lot of dedication and commitment, as well as a lot of sleepless nights. Now, I know the Deputy Chair would have indicated that we have another category of staff, because this category of staff before us is those persons who were strictly on contract. But there are 2 other categories of staff who would have been permanent, and just because they get through for promotion, they had to take an option. The next category, or the category that we were working with, is the one that would have had to take the option of no gratuity, continue to pay their pension contribution on their substantive position while they await this time. And that is another group that we are currently working on. Unfortunately, it wasn't, while this group was difficult because it had a lot of steps, the other group is a little more difficult because we have calculations and justifications to now bring before the board for approval. And that is also being reviewed. And most times we are so busy during the day, so those actually is happening during the night, literally. And we're hoping that we will we would be able to submit that to the board for consideration no later than January. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, please direct those questions to the HR department after the close of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Congratulations on your recent. Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. Well, you know, we are in Christmas season. I just want to serenade you guys. I know, feel a little like you all can sing along as well. DJ, one time.
I don't know how love could do this to me. I've waited and waited for someone I've never seen, but I'm so sentimental and I'm so awful. So here, I don't hear nobody singing. Every Christmas, yeah, I wish for you in my heart and in my head, and I get my answer that first moment that we've met. And oh yes, I believe you, as you told me, as you said, that you believe every Christmas. There must be a much emotions, it's driving me mad. Yeah, they say to forget you, to let you go, 'cause you're not me. But I can't keep explaining, but they never understand. That's why I'm here every year, every Christmas. No words could explain the pain of the fear. 'Cause oh, I wonder, yes, I wonder how you gonna leave me standing here. Today's almost over.
You're not here, and I can't keep explaining, 'cause you'll never understand. That's why I'm here every year, every Christmas. Oh, I return every year, every Christmas. Oh, I come here every year, every Christmas. Thank you. All right. You want more? Sound like you want more? You want more then? All right, so everybody sing with me. Da-da-da. Uh-oh. Oh, woo, 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 woo. All right, yeah. I wanna share your love every minute, every day and night, and I want you to know that's wherever you do and wherever you go. Remember, someone loves you, honey. Ooh, no matter what, I just want you to be my girl. Someone loves you, honey, more than anything in the world. I'm so glad I'm the one that you can come to when you need someone, yeah. That's what my love is for. It's a shoulder to lean on. It's like a walk in a park, yeah. Someone loves you, honey. Ooh, no matter what, I just want you to be my girl. Someone loves you, honey, more than anything in the world. I wanna share your love every minute, every day and night, yeah. And I want you to know that's wherever you go and whatever you do, remember, someone loves you, honey. Ooh, no matter what, I just want you to be my girl. Someone loves you, honey, more than anything in the world. Someone loves you, honey. Ooh, no matter what, I just want you to be my girl. Someone loves you, honey, more than anything in the world. Someone loves you, honey. Ooh, no matter what, I just want you to be my girl. Someone loves you, honey, more than anything in the world. Thank you again. You'll have a blessed evening. Yeah, there's still one more. That was a quick one. So another engagement. Ooh, natural beauty. No, I've never been someone shy until I see your eyes. I said I had to try, yes. Said, oh yes, let me get my words right and then approach ya. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to. I never had to cry. Oh, I know every woman can relate to when they find this special someone. 'Cause she's royal, yes, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, no. The way she moved to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen. She's a queen. Ooh, such a natural beauty. She don't need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen, so supreme. And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yes, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind, a queen, so supreme. No, no. Said I can see it in your eyes. I see the way she smiles. My queen. Oh, yeah. I say I and I know the king and queen come same time. So I'll never leave your side. Just stick with me through the trial times. 'Cause she's a shit of mine. 'Cause right now good man is hard to find. That's why she's another bottle trying to line. Nobody has no ties at this time. Yes, I know many men are trying, but she needs to be more than a wine and dine because she's royal, yes, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, no, the beat, she will be on queen. Ooh, such a she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. 'Cause she's royal, yes, so royal, and I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, no, the way she moved to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen, so supreme. Thank you.
Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down so we're dead and buried. On the edge of the line, staying drunk on your ride. The angels up in the clouds are jealous that we found something so
It is our responsibility to ensure that this child is safe.
And we will continue with further distributions. Thank you. So nurses, are we ready? Miss Natliski. Miss Cassie Daniel. Sorry, Peterkin. Emmanuel Providence. Miss Regine Soraya. Miss Lois Elizabeth John. Miss Kimberly Henry Dupna. Tamika As Wallace. Miss Ayana Phillips. Kimberly Cunningham.
She need others.
Mo Cunningham. Yolanda Danielle. Camille Cruikshank. Michelle Patterson. Michelle Patterson. Chrisanne McConey.
Slower.
Kelly Modest Guy. Javel Moses. Miss Desiree Nelson Woodley. Tiffany Patterson Mills. Rosemary Roberts Dillon. Is Kimberly Cunningham here, please? Akimba Toppin Sterling. Mr. Dana Walker. Sharice Wright Anthony. Zara Savro. Susan Suklai. We'd like to thank Dr. Baker and to invite our President of Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association, Mr. Edie Stewart. Ms. Candice Batiste Jofield. Lanisha Ferguson Gopal. Kamara Gray. Afia Benjamin. Christiane McKechnie. Natalie O'Neill Roberts. Chanel Wilson Carew. May I just confirm, is Neptune here, please? Is Cunningham here, please? So Sister, that brings us to the end. Thank you. Mr. Kevin Bell. Now give us a vote of thanks.
Give music, give music.
Good afternoon, everyone. I forgot I had to give the vote of thanks. You know, when I heard my name called, I thought I was there permanently. But good afternoon again. On behalf of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, first and foremost, let me stand on the established protocol. I'm following in the footsteps of my leaders. Okay? On behalf of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, I extend sincere gratitude to all who would have contributed to the success of today's long-anticipated proceedings. All right? We acknowledge and thank Dr. Faith Brebner, Deputy Chief Secretary and Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, for delivering the feature address and for participating in the distribution of the offer of permanency to our nursing staff. Her words of empowerment and her words of encouragement continues to be with us. We also want to thank Dr. Faith B. Israel for her vision and direction in leading us to this great milestone as we continue along the journey of offering permanency to our staff at the Tobago Regional Health Authority. A special thanks to our Deputy Chair, Director Jerry, who filled in for our Chairman. We thank you for your remarks and your steadfast guidance as we continue to build a resilient and responsive healthcare system on the island of Tobago. We also wish to extend our sincere appreciation to all other members of the Board of Directors for their collective contribution, steadfast support, and leadership, which have helped us reach this significant milestone. It must be noted that this Board of Directors, and noted I said this Board of Directors, have been extremely instrumental in bringing us to this point under the vision and the leadership of the Secretary of Health, Dr. Brebner, and we thank them a lot. Our heartfelt thanks goes out to our Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Delmon Baker, for his inspiring leadership and commitment in strengthening patient care within the Tobago Regional Health Authority. Dr. Baker has been one of the driving forces behind this initiative, leading the team with dedication and purpose to accomplishing this outstanding achievement. Let's give our CEO a round of applause. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association, for bringing greetings and sharing valuable words of encouragement with our nursing professional. I remember Mr. Stewart, at every meeting where we sit at the table, we always bring this matter up, and we always say we are working on this matter. All right? This was supposed to happen since April. Yes, but we are here. It's the Christmas gift. Thanks to our General Manager for Patient Care Services, Ms. Michelle Edwards Benjamin, for her welcoming hand and her dedication to the nursing profession. To my boss, our General Manager Human Resources, acting, Mrs. Suzanne Oliveri Bola, we thank you very much for your hard work, for pushing us. We thank you very much for the presentation that you would have also done for us, and for your continued work in strengthening the human resource capital in the Tobago Regional Health Authority. We also want to extend thank you to Mr. Dijon Saul for his musical talent that he shared with us. He got us dancing a little bit for some of us who wanted to shake a leg. Yes? We are grateful also to the organizing committee, our communications manager and her team, our technical team, our administrative staff, and all individuals, both seen and unseen, who would have worked hard to make this day and this ceremony a possibility. A special thanks must be extended to the HR team, who have worked long hours, sacrificed sleep, and have dedicated their weekends to ensuring the successful completion of this mandate. We thank you for your sincere work, and also I want to personally thank you for your unwavering commitment and support. I could be a hard taskmaster at times. You've got to get it done. Yes? Finally, to our nursing professionals, thank you for choosing to serve and for your patience. We look forward to your continued delivery of professional and compassionate care to the people of Tobago, and by extension, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. As we remain steadfast in our mission, your contribution brings us one step closer to achieving the vision of making Tobago the greatest little island on this planet. Yes?